Alright, so in this video we go over section 3.3, the slope-intercept form, in which we are going to graph a line using its slope and the y-intercept, and use the slope-intercept form to write the equation of a line. Well, so the slope-intercept form, again from the previous section, that's the form y equals mx plus b. Right, the one that we use in which we solve for y. Alright, so graphing a line using its slope and y-intercept. Alright, so if an equation is in the slope-intercept form, we can easily graph the line by following these two steps. Number one, plot the y-intercept, and then from the y-intercept, from this point, we are going to move this by using the slope, the rise over run, to find the second point. Well, the best way here is just to see this in action. Okay, let's graph each line using the slope-intercept method. Okay, so again, be sure that again, the trick of the trade be sure to solve the equations, the given equations, for y. Like in this case, well, for letter A, we don't have them solved for y, so that's what we're going to do first. I'm going to subtract x first to both sides of the equation, and I'm going to have negative y equals negative x plus 5. And well, to get y by itself, what we do is divide both sides by negative 1. And now divide everything by negative 1. So this is going to be y equals to negative over negative, which is positive x. And then plus, well, in this case, 5 positive over negative is negative 5. Alright, so from here, the slope is m equals to the number that multiplies the x. Well, there's no number visible. Alright, again, in that case, we are supposed to keep in mind that this is m equals to 1. Okay, but for our purposes, the number 1 is the same as saying 1 over 1. You will see why I'm writing it this way. Alright, that's one part. And part B, well, we need the y-intercept, which in this case is 0, comma, the number that lies without any x or y attached. Right? In this case, the number negative 5. Alright, so let's follow the method described above in this green box. So plot the y-intercept. So the y-intercept, which is 0, negative 5. Alright, so 0, negative 5. Okay, it's right here, 0, negative 5, and then use the slope. So the reason why I wrote the 1 as 1 over 1 is because this is the rise and this is the run. So in this case, we're going to use these two numbers to find a second point. Well, so a second point will be, so rise 1 unit, run 1 unit, and that's all we need to graph the equation of the line. Alright, that's all we need. So let's okay, so let's see. That's the equation of the line. That's all we do. Of course, if you keep doing the rise over run 1, run 1, you are still on the line. Run 1, rise 1, run 1, you're still on the line. Rise 1, run 1, you're still on the line, etc., etc. Alright, otherwise, dive 1, go back 1. That's also another point. Okay, I'm going to use a different color to graph this equation. The second equation, well, so I'm going to subtract 2x to both sides to get 3y equals negative 2x plus 9. And then final step, divide both sides by 3 to get y equals to negative 2/3 of x plus 9 over 3, which is 3. So that's the equation. So from here, letter A, I'm going to find the slope. And then in this case is m equals to negative 2/3. And B, which is the y-intercept. So in this case, it's the point 0, comma, the number that multiplies, not actually the number that it's by itself with no x or with no y, in this case 3. So what are we going to do? So 0, 3. So from the origin we go to the point 0, comma 3, which is right here. And then from here, well, let's interpret this slope in two different ways. So m equals to negative 2/3 is the same as negative 2 over 3, which is the same as saying dive 2 units and run 3 units. Otherwise, you can write this number as 2 over negative 3. This is the same as saying dive, no, not dive in this case, rise and reverse or go back, reverse. Okay. So dive, run, rise, go back. Alright, so first of all, let's go to the point 0, 3, which I was already there. So from there, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to dive 2 units and then run 3 units. Down 2, run 3. Oh, sorry about that. Or I'm going to go 2 units up or 3 units back. And notice how we still have this straight line over here. And let's connect up dots. Okay, so it's right here and right there. And that's how we graph lines using the slope, using the intercept and the slope. Alright, now we are going to write on the final set of exercises here that we have. Well, use the slope-intercept form to write equations of lines. Well, write the equation of a line with y-intercept of 0, 3, which, by the way, every time we see this y-intercept, here they're telling us b equals to 3 and has a slope of m equals 3/4. And in this case, it's really easy to write down these equations, because all we do is starting from y equals mx plus b. All we do is plug in the number for m, which is 3/4, and b, which is 3 plus 3. And that's about it. Write down the equation of a line with a y-intercept of 0, -4. From here, b equals -4 and has a slope of m equals 1/2. Again, the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. M is 1/2 and b is actually -4. Careful with the plus, right? And as the last example, well, write the equation of a line with a y-intercept of 0, 1/5. Of course, we're going to have fractions here. And this is telling us that b equals 1/5. And the slope of m equals -7/9. All right. So starting with the same, y equals mx plus b equals m, which is negative 7 over 9, x, and positive number, that's a plus 1/5. All right. And that's it. That's all it is for this very short section. I'll see you on the next video.